Alright, um, I can't keep putting this off. I have to start. Um, I'm David, and I'm going to be making a couple, um, I'm going to be making episodes about sports, mainly football. Um, I pretty much know football. If you ask me anything, I can answer it. Um, Now, I'm going to be doing in these videos is I'm going to be taking games from previous weeks. I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to talk about what went wrong. I'm going to talk about the officiating with these replacement refs. Some of them are good, but some of them are bad. I'm going to cover that. I'm sorry about the glare on my glasses. There's nothing I can do about that. Um, I'm going to make predictions for fantasy, the next week's game, and I'm going to wrap it up with shoutouts at the end. Um, I'm going to try and do this weekly for every game. If I can't get to every game, leave a comment, leave a response, and I will respond to it. I can only do it for the top 5 because of time concerns. Um, so let's start with the last couple games. The first game was Chicago and Green Bay. A lot of things went wrong in that game. The Bears couldn't protect Cutler. He was sacked multiple times. He wasn't making smart passes. He threw a couple picks that shouldn't have even been thrown. And the Packers called him on it, and the Packers kept responding, and their defense really impressed. Uh, let's see. The next game would be Kansas City and Buffalo. I I'm not a Chiefs fan. I'm a Bronco fan. Uh, the Chiefs fell to the Bills 35-17. Now the Chiefs aren't ready. They had that one good year. I think it was '09, maybe 2010. But after that, they really haven't done anything good. Um, Buffalo shocked. I didn't catch the game. I don't have every football game I can watch, so I'm not sure. Some of the upsets: St. Louis over Washington, uh, Arizona over New England. I saw the end of that game, and Gostkowski totally blew that gig. Um, Philadelphia over Baltimore. I didn't think Philly was going to pull it off, but they did. So good for them. Um, a game I was disappointed about, obviously. The Broncos Falcons. The refs did not make good calls towards the end there. Manning was sacked on a horse collar, but the refs didn't call it. They said he was still in the pocket, so it was legal, which, in my opinion, the flag should have been thrown anyway because that's a dangerous tackle, no matter what player it is. Uh, we did come back 21-27, but we still lost. So, predictions for next week, if I can pull it up here. Let's see. Give me a second. There we go. I found it. Now it's just got on. Okay, I'm still rolling here? Yeah. Let's see. The first game we have Thursday night is the Giants and Panthers in Carolina. I'm very impressed with the way the Giants responded after being down practically the whole game. Eli Manning threw for 510 yards and outpassed his opposing quarterback in the fourth quarter alone. So I think the Giants will pull that one off. I'm going to take the Buccaneers over the Cowboys. I think Tampa has a lot of offensive weapons. They acquired Vincent Jackson from San Diego in the offseason. Uh, I think the Colts will beat Jacksonville. Andrew Luck's going to come out and he's going to have a good game. I'm going to take Buffalo over Cleveland just because there's nothing that Cleveland's really done for me that's shown that they are a football-ready team. Jets and Dolphins, I think the Jets will pull it off, but they should start considering what Denver used Tebow for last year, which was if they're going to start Sanchez, and Sanchez is not doing anything well, put Sanchez on the bench and give Tim Tebow that shot to come in and work his miracles just like he did for the Broncos last season, who won us a playoff game after a season that was 4-12 the previous. It was, I think, Tebow for his time in Denver, and I wish him the best in New York. I think the Saints will bounce back and defeat Kansas City just because Kansas City has not played like the Chiefs have been back in the day when they were decent. Don't mean to offend anybody about comments against their teams. I'm just speaking my opinion. RG3 and the Redskins will take on Cincinnati, and I think the Redskins will pull that one off. RG3 has shown me that he is ready to step up from the college level, and I'm impressed. Chicago will beat St. Louis. I think the offensive line will finally figure out what they're going to do to protect Cutler, as long as Cutler doesn't make stupid decisions, and yeah, you know. The 49ers and Vikings. I think San Francisco is going to be a team to reckon with in the NFC. They are going to be the team to beat just because they've shown me that they can accept any challenge that is put in front of them, and they can tackle it head on and get the victory. I don't see the Vikings really being there. They had that one year with Brett Favre, and they're in the NFC Championship against the Saints. And the whole bounty scandal, I'm not going to cover the bounty scandal. I can care less. It was a dumb mistake that shouldn't even happen in the first place. Lack of discipline there. Tennessee and Detroit, I think Detroit will beat that. Detroit's bounced back from being an 0-16 team a couple years ago to a playoff team last year. The Tennessee Titans have fallen off the wagon ever since their playoff run under head coach Jeff Fisher, who is now in St. Louis, I believe. Ever since that, I believe it was 14-2 year, the Titans have not shown me that they are ready to be back in playoff contention. Falcons at Chargers. This is a tough one. I think the Falcons might pull it off just because Matt Ryan and that passing offense and that defense really has a game plan. They fooled Manning and forced Manning to throw 3 interceptions and then Moreno fumble. So I think the Falcons will take that one. I think the Eagles are going to stay and beat Arizona. Arizona had that upset against New England in New England, but I think that's going to get to their heads and they won't play like themselves. Pittsburgh and Oakland. It's Oakland's second home game in a row. That the Black Hole is always a tough place to play. I've never been there personally, but from what I hear, it's a very difficult place to play. Those Raider fans are very loud. But I think the Steelers will pull it off with that defense as long as Troy Polamalu and James Harrison are back into that game. Polamalu played against Denver and the Broncos beat them. Harrison did not. He was nursing, it was a knee injury or an ankle injury. I'm not 100%. But I think Pittsburgh will beat that one. The Texans and Broncos, I'm not going to pick against my team. I think Denver will bounce back from that rough loss against the Falcons, and I think that we will beat Houston. Sunday night, Patriots and Ravens. The Patriots are going to be looking for revenge after losing to Arizona, but with Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and the Ravens defense, I think it's going to be a good game. Ravens take that one. Monday night, I think the Packers are going to go into Seattle and show that they are going to be a team to beat as long as the 49ers. Um, that's this upcoming week. Uh, Fantasy, I'm not sure yet. I haven't looked too far into that. Um, but yeah, I think this is going to be a tough week for every team. It's definitely going to be a good week for your team to go in and get wins and move along in the standings. Um, there's a lot of good games. This I'm going to call it now. I've actually talked longer than I should. It's been a couple shout outs for the people that are going to watch it. Um, I'm going to make a shout out to my girlfriend, who is a 49ers fan. They beat the Broncos in preseason. Wasn't really. I was upset about that, but I like to give her a shout out. I like to give my friend Destiny a shout out. Just because for people like that, I'm giving my parents a shout out too. My mom and dad, they're upset. Um, they've always been there for me when I needed it. Uh, and I know they support me. So, for everyone who does see this, again, this is my opinion, leave a comment. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe or follow me, but I'm going to try and do this weekly. Leave a comment, leave your responses. I will touch base with them the next time I record. And if you request a shout out, leave your YouTube name, and I will give you a shout out in the very next one I make. So, I'm going to wrap it up, and I will touch base. I'll make a short episode after this upcoming week. After Monday, I'll make another video. So, I am going to call this one. And for anyone who does watch, thank you. I appreciate it. Um, please, if you want, just leave your responses and I will reply. And I will try and touch as many as I can within time periods I have. And I give everyone my word that if you leave a comment of your team, I will talk about what I see is going on. And I will give you guys a shout out. So,